This is KTSM 9 News Weekend.
Communications up over 25. This is going to be possibly a street hazard.
Extremely windy and dangerous conditions in the borderland this afternoon as winds hit 70 miles per hour. That's close to hurricane strength. From knockdown power lines, damaged houses, and debris on the roads, we are tracking down this severe weather. Good evening, I'm Carla Draxler, and thank you so much for joining us. This powerful wind event has our entire crew all around town gathering everything you need to know. We have our meteorologist Robert Bettis in-house along with our chief meteorologist Monica Cortez and our reporter Tani Davis. She's out in central El Paso, but I'm going to send things over to Robert now. Robert, tell us, how strong are these winds at the moment?
At the moment, things are getting much better, but we're still under that weather authority alert, and we're still under a high wind warning until 9 o'clock tonight officially. We've been under a blowing dust advisory and a dust storm warning. Very unusual warnings, but this is unusually strong today. Here are the current gusts. We're at 46 miles per hour at the airport, 44 Las Cruces, 48 Deming, 46 in Alamogordo. That's a big improvement from earlier midday when we peaked at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. That's when the dust was at its worst, and temperatures actually soared. We popped up to 76 degrees today because of those winds, 70 in Las Cruces, 75 Juarez, 83 degrees out in Van Horn. Well, now we're going to go the other direction because a cold front is moving in rapidly, and we're going to feel the temperatures plunge below freezing into the 20s in New Mexico tonight. Right now it's already 48 in Las Cruces, 44 Deming, 51 at the airport, and 50 in Juarez. So look at the satellite radar composite. Nothing but sand and dust out of this very dry system. But as you can see, it's sweeping quickly out of New Mexico, and already severe weather striking up just to the east of the Amarillo area. The good news in all this, take a look at your exclusive 9-hour forecast for Monday. Now that's much better. Chilly winds, but not nearly as strong as they were today, peaking at about 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. No blowing dust. High temperature tomorrow will squeak out about 60 degrees, so significantly cooler. Now we have another big event coming up this week, which could bring us a wintry mix of flurries. I'll have details coming up in just a little bit. Carla.
Thank you, Robert. That weather really has us on a roller coaster, but happening right now, one of the biggest impacts the wind is having on is definitely power outages. Take a look at this outage map from El Paso Electric. We're seeing areas all across the borderland without electricity at the moment, from Las Cruces down to Santa Teresa, San Elizario, and Clint. Altogether, we're counting over 20,000 affected customers. And all these power outages caused by dozens of power lines being knocked down by the wind. This is in San Elizario off Alameda and Cuadrilla. As you just saw, hundreds of people are being affected by the power outages in San Eli, and over 2,000 down in Clint area. Now in the lower valley, more power lines knocked down. This happened on Alameda near Prado Road, and you can see police blocking the road and some leaning power lines as well. Just overall very hazardous conditions on the road today. And over here on the west side, I-10 eastbound exit at Porfirio Diaz is shut down because of another fallen power line. TxDOT says clearing time is until further notice, and the off-ramp closure did not cause any major traffic disruptions. But these nearly hurricane-strong winds did not just affect the roads. Over in residential areas, we could see trees falling onto houses and vehicles. So we have our reporter Tani Davis joining us live from central El Paso. And Tani, what kind of damage were you able to see around the neighborhoods?
Carla, we are here on Idalia Street in central El Paso, and I'm just going to walk you around this scene right here. This is the trunk of the tree that fell over onto this property that was next door. Now, I'm told that the owners of this house have not been home for quite some time, so they were not able to see what happened. But the people that own this house tell me there was one person in the home at the time, but no injuries have been reported. You can see the branches just everywhere. The tree thankfully did not hit the home, but did crash this car, as you can see right here. There is glass on the floor where the windshield and the windows were crushed. Again, branches on the floor. Again, no injuries were reported. Police did show up just to assess the situation. Now, the homeowners do not have access to their front door. Like I said, the neighbors were not here to see what happened. We are unsure of where they are at. Now, the winds are what uprooted the tree. These are how powerful these winds are today. Now, owner is unsure of what his next steps are. Like I said, he did call police. He's unsure if he needs to call the fire department. And now EP Electric says there are thousands of people without power today. And I was driving around in central El Paso. There were traffic lights that were out of power. There were also some trees and debris all over the streets. But like I said, we will continue to update you as soon as we know more and as we follow along on what the next steps is for this. Like I said, police were on scene, and we'll let you know about those next steps. But for now, I'm going to send it right back to you, Carla.
Thank you so much, Tani. Those winds truly powerful to uproot that tree. And more damage over at Isleta High School in Lower Valley. A tree snapping in half right in front of the entrance, but it seems it did not damage the building. Now, another video from Traywood in East El Paso showing a stone wall by a house crumbled underneath a large tree that fell down, and over in far east, a playground canopy completely just torn out of the poles. Now, these winds truly wreaking havoc all across the borderland. Monica, I'm here joined with our chief meteorologist. You even had to come in because I don't think we've seen this strong of a wind event. I know we had it on Wednesday, but it doesn't feel like it was as strong as it was today.
No, and you know what? That's exactly what we noticed. Today was a much stronger wind event. So here are some official peak gusts that we were able to register around the area. So for example, El Paso, right at the airport, 70-mile-per-hour gusts. That is close to hurricane force winds. 71 in Las Cruces, right at 74 in Deming. That is considered hurricane force winds. And get this, San Agustin Pass at about 95 miles per hour. So very, very strong winds registered for the borderland region. Now let's compare it to Wednesday. Just as Carla was mentioning, it didn't feel as strong, and that is because they weren't. 61-mile-per-hour gusts is what we registered on Wednesday. Because of that really strong wind event, Las Cruces was only at 56 miles per hour, 68 in Deming, but we did manage to see close to 100-mile-per-hour gusts out in San Agustin Pass. So as you can see, San Agustin did not escape the winds whatsoever, but we did manage to see much stronger gusts than what we saw on Wednesday today. And that's not all. The reason this happened is because that storm system that moved right over the borderland area was able to actually dip further south than the one on Wednesday did. So we got the brunt of the winds. Those winds were a lot stronger. The pressure was a lot stronger right over our atmosphere, and that's what allowed us to see just incredibly strong winds. Just like Robert said, we are keeping a very close eye on next week because there's another one on its way. And I actually wanted to check out this video I got from one of our weather watchers, Tony Nunez. Thank you so much for allowing us to see the winds blowing a trampoline onto the road. Come over and check this out. Truly a dangerous situation. So just make sure that you're tying down all your trampolines and any large items you may have outside on your patio, because this could definitely be another scene we see next week. Not only that, but guys, whenever we do have those winds, just make sure you're tying down decorations, any kind of furniture, and obviously trampolines. Let's go ahead and take a quick look outside. I want to check out those TxDOT cameras around town. Thankfully, things are finally subsiding. I'm able to see those blue skies now compared to those dusty brown skies we were seeing earlier. Not a lot of wind to talk about, or at least a dirt here on I-10 Porfirio Diaz. Things are moving quite smoothly in both directions. Carla?
Much, Monica, for that report. And now let's take a look at this video courtesy of weather watcher Stacy Bejarano. The high winds did not spare this RV. You can see how it tipped over the trailer onto its side. Now the vehicle coming to a stop on the road, or on the side of the road, and this happened earlier today in Chaparral, but fortunately no injuries were reported. And after being open for only one day, Western Playland is forced to close for the day because of the windy weather. Here's a message officials posted on the amusement park's Facebook page. The message saying Western Playland is closed due to high winds and for the safety of guests and team members. The park expects to be back open on Saturday, March 4th. Well, there's a lot to unpack with today's 10-page court filing that describes the Hoffmans as being victimized by the district attorney's office. To put it in perspective, on July 1st, Judge Sam Medrano put in a gag order on the Walmart case, which means no one was allowed to speak of it, not attorneys or witnesses. Then on August 4th, KTSM, along with other local media outlets, received a series of emails. The first one appeared to come from Rosa Maria Valdez's email. She's the wife of Alexander Hoffman, who was killed in the Walmart shooting. The email was signed by Alexander Hoffman Valdez, the victim's son. Now, the email talks about Amanda Enriquez, the former assistant district attorney working on the Walmart case. The email calls her, quote, unprofessional, inadequate, and cold, saying she violated the gag order because she went on a local TV station to publicly speak of the Walmart case. However, she was no longer a part of the case, so the gag order did not apply. After these emails, Judge Sam Medrano called for a hearing to determine who was behind them. The hearing was postponed on the request of District Attorney's Office, and as we previously reported, the DA's office could not locate the family. Now, to make this a little bit easier to follow, we broke down those involved. We have the Hoffman's widow, that is Rosa Maria Valdez, and her two sons, Alexander and Thomas Hoffman. Now, according to the report, DA Rosales introduces the Hoffmans to Roger Rodriguez. Now, he's the municipal judge of the village of Vinton, who said to the family he worked for the DA's office and later said he was DA's representative. The Hoffmans claimed that the emails were sent by Rodriguez's wife, Ann Rodriguez, right here, alleging that she used Valdez's phone. Now, when Judge Sam Medrano set up the hearing to find out who wrote the emails, and after the DA's office was reportedly not able to locate the Hoffmans anymore, asking for a continuance, attorney Justin Underwood was appointed by Judge Medrano to find and represent him. Now, according to Underwood's report, Rodriguez was in contact with the family entire time, advising them not to take part in the hearing by intimidating them. And a part of the filing says that Rodriguez told Rosa he had, quote, snipers everywhere. We tried to reach out to Roger Rodriguez for comment.
It only comes when there's court, and right now we don't have any court in session.
And DA's office responded saying they are not able to make comments due to the gag order. This is just a glimpse of what the report contained, and for the entire document and transcribed conversations between Rodriguez and the Hoffmans, visit KTSM.com. In studio, I'm Carla Draxler. Back to you.